ceremony in just a few moments. Please make sure all cell phones have been turned off or are set to silent. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the retirement ceremony in honor of Senior Master Sergeant Phil Becerra. I'm Senior Airman Jennifer Campbell, and it's my honor to serve as your narrator. Today, we gather to pay special tribute to Senior Master Sergeant Becerra, who is accumulating 40 years of faithful service to the United States Air National Guard and the Department of Defense. Major Rogers will be the presiding officer over today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the national anthem sung by Technical Sergeant Phillips, and then remain standing for the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Technical Sergeant Phillips. Will Father Carlos please come forward?
Eternal merciful God, source of every gift and talent, you have granted your blessing to the National Guard and the Air Force with the presence of Senior Master Sergeant Philip Becerra. I beg to nourish, strengthen, and bless Sergeant not only today, but throughout the rest of his retirement days. Furthermore, I beseech that in your gratefulness confer upon Sargento Becerra the gifts of your majesty, understanding, and wisdom, so that Senior Master Sergeant may remain humble in his heart, mind, and spirit, as he serve our country, our state, and his family in his new role. We realize that Senior Master Sergeant Becerra's accomplishments would be impossible without the help and loving support of his wife and family. Therefore, God, we give thanks for his wife, Connie, their children, Patricia, Andrew, and Samantha, and of course, the Papa, Francisco, and the Mama, Juliana. I pray for the continued blessing of Senior Master Sergeant Becerra and his family during this next phase of his life. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. work in your mind and heart and fill you with lasting joy. May the Almighty God keep you from all harm and bless you with every spiritual gift. You work always, knowing that it's right and what is good, until you enter the family inheritance. I pray and ask and entreat all these things come to you through Christ our Lord.
Please be seated. Thank you, Father Carlos. We would like to take a moment to welcome our special guest with us today. 126th Air Refueling Wing Commander, Colonel Jeffrey Jacobson. 126th Mission Support Group Commander, Colonel Jonathan Bainey. And the 126th Maintenance Group Commander, Colonel Joshua Hendricks. We'd also like to welcome Senior Master Sergeant Becerra's wife, Connie, his daughters, Patricia and Samantha, and son, Andrew, who couldn't be here today, his mother, Juliana, and father, Francisco, and his sister, Estella. Finally, we would like to extend a warm welcome to all other officers, chief, airmen, and all of the friends and family of Senior Master Sergeant Becerra who celebrate with him today. The military retirement ceremony is steeped in military tradition and history. It is a milestone very few of our nation's citizens ever witness, and is an honor bestowed upon those who have chosen to devote the greatest portion of their adult life serving their country. This ceremony symbolizes many things. In the case of Senior Master Sergeant Becerra, it signifies the accumulation of a successful Air Force career beginning 40 years ago. During his career, he has made countless sacrifices, but today we recognize his successes and celebrate his retirement as he transitions to a new chapter in his life. We also look forward with the hope for a very bright future for Senior Master Sergeant Becerra and his family. While today's ceremony recognizes the end of a long and loyal military career, it also signals the beginning of new adventures. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce today the presiding official, Major Randy Waters.
Good afternoon. I'm certainly honored to be here today to offer brief remarks and a bid farewell to our good friend and colleague, Senior Master Sergeant Phil Becerra. Also to recognize and honor his 40 years of service to our nation, state, and our Air Force. I'd like to start by recognizing our distinguished guests, Colonel Jacobson, Colonel Bainey, Colonel Hendricks. And now let's recognize the most important people in Phil's life, his parents, Julie and Francisco. These are the folks who forged Phil's strong work ethic and service before self nature. His father worked in the chemical construction industry for more than 55 years, and his mother to this day is still taking care of the family. I know how tremendously proud you are of your son. You have every right to be. You instilled the basic values that have made him a wonderful credit to this organization. Thank you very much for sending us your son. His wife, Connie. Connie has been Phil's rock for the last 37 years of their marriage, and even though she is still working in SIU for now, I imagine that she will be planning a long list of way overdue honey-do list items for you to come. I know that you are extremely excited to finally have him home for good. We owe you a tremendous thanks for all your sacrifices over all these years. The two of them were blessed with 3 children, Tricia, Andrew, and Samantha. And in turn, they have blessed Phil and Connie with 3 beautiful grandchildren, Lillian, Reese, and Rosalind. On behalf of the 126, we want you to know that we understand that you sacrificed a lot of time with your son, dad, and grandfather, and we want you to know that we appreciate that sacrifice. We also want you to know that we're so happy that you're here today. You can stand proud with this audience, this nation, and our Air Force as we recognize Phil. He is a great man, and a part of the reason he's been able to do this is because he's got a great family at home. Thanks for being alongside supporting him all these years. 40 years of doing anything is an accomplishment, but serving 40 years in the military commands our respect. It was 40 years ago, a blue-collar boy raised his right hand and said, "I'll support and defend the Constitution of the United States." Stop and think about that for a moment. Late in 1979, what were you doing? I know I was still in diapers. As I look around this room, quite obvious, a good majority of you weren't even born yet. I offer these reference points for those who may not remember. 3 Mile Island nuclear incident occurred. Margaret Thatcher was elected as the first woman prime minister of the UK. ESPN made its debut, along with the Walkman and the popular game Trivia Pursuit. Top songs of the day were My Sharona by the Knack, YMCA by the Village People, and Don't Bring Me Down by Electric Light Orchestra. On the big screen, Apocalypse Now, Alien, and Escape from Alcatraz were the top draws. Popular TV shows on that year were MASH, Dukes of Hazzard, Mork and Mindy, and the Jeffersons. In sports, Alabama wins a national championship in football.
Roll Tide.
Willie Mays is enshrined in Baseball Hall of Fame. Pittsburgh Pirates won the World Series over the Baltimore Orioles. And in college basketball, Michigan State defeats Indiana State and started one of the greatest player rivalries in basketball. It's against this backdrop that Phil embarked on his Air Force career. I won't mention all of his TDYs and deployments as there were just too many to discuss with you here today. When I look back on his 40-year career, a few things really stand out to me. Early in his career, on Friday, March 19th, 1982, he was part of the team that helped recover aircraft pieces and human remains from the in-flight explosion and crash of aircraft 0031. This experience taught him at a young age the seriousness and significance of aircraft maintenance. He was part of several deployments to the Middle East in support of Desert Shield, Desert Storm, as well as Iraqi Freedom. For those who wear the uniform, I don't have to tell you how challenging these assignments can be, personally and professionally. Time and time again, Phil volunteered for trips and TDYs in support of contingencies such as Northern Watch, Operation Unified Protector, Enduring Freedom, Operation Inherent Resolve, and several others. Again, showing Phil's dedication to our nation and our unit. Over the last 40 years, Phil's visited 6 of the 7 continents. He still needs Antarctica. And he has been through 7 different iterations of the Air Force uniform. His favorite TDY ever was when he visited the Holy Land of Jerusalem, got to tube down the Jordan River, visit Bethlehem and the Garden of Gethsemane. His least favorite TDY was the ORI at Salina, Kansas. I thought I'd get that reaction. Anyone I've ever talked to about that ORI says that there shouldn't be ice in coffee. So my introduction to Phil came more than 20 years ago when I was a new crew chief and Phil was a dedicated WG-12 crew chief and trainer. I quickly learned he was extremely knowledgeable on the airframe and had a truly impressive work ethic. Combined, they made Phil successful and positioned him for his future roles in the organization. He definitely contributed to my personal success and helped me provide the knowledge and confidence with regards to the airframe. So thank you. To me, Phil stands before us today as a shining example that with hard work and motivation, someone from humble roots can achieve great success. Phil, as you close this chapter in your life and begin writing a new one, I'm sure you have mixed emotions, some sadness, enormous pride, a little apprehension, and much, much anticipation. I would urge you to take a few minutes, probably not today, to reflect on the people, places, and events of the past 40 years that have helped shape you into who you are today. Continue to pass your experiences on to the younger generations. As people retire or change directions in their life, they often wonder, did I make a difference? Did I perform my fullest ability? I'm proud to represent Phil's colleagues in leadership and can easily say the answer to those questions are both a resounding yes. You truly made a difference, and you performed magnificently. The United States Air Force and the Illinois Air Guard are far stronger organizations today because of your 40 years of service. Finally, on behalf of the 126th and everyone here today, thank you. We wish you and your family nothing but life's richest blessings, every happiness that could come your way, and we know that much success will be yours as you open the book on the next chapter of your life. Godspeed.
Thank you, Major Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, First Oak Leaf Cluster, to Senior Master Sergeant Philip Becerra for meritorious service 31 May 1979 to 31 August 2019. Senior Master Sergeant Philip G. Becerra distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States while assigned to the 126th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, 126th Maintenance Group, 126th Air Refueling Wing, Scott Air Force Base, Illinois. During this period, Sergeant Becerra's outstanding professional skills and leadership contributed to the overall success of the 126th Air Refueling Wing. Flying 27 black letter flights with 0 discrepancies, including 1 flight in United States Central Command. Under his guidance and flawless direction, the 126th Maintenance Group was awarded the 2017 Maintenance Effectiveness Award for being the top maintenance group in the Air National Guard. Furthermore, Sergeant Becerra's premier performance enabled the 126th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron to achieve the highest mission-capable weight in the entire KC-135 fleet for 2016 through 2018. Lastly, through his career and while deployed, Sergeant Becerra's knowledge and expertise of aircraft maintenance were instrumental in direct support of Operations Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Provide Comfort, Southern Watch, Northern Watch, Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, Freedom Sentinel, Noble Eagle, and Global War on Terrorism. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Becerra accumulate a long and distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself, the Air National Guard, and the United States Air Force. Major Rogers will now present Senior Master Sergeant Becerra with his Retirement Certificate of Service. It reads, Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States to America. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Senior Master Sergeant Phil Becerra, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Air Force on the 31st day of August 2019. Signed, Lieutenant General James F. Jackson, Chief of Air Force Reserve, United States Air Force, and General Mark A. Welsh III, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. Major Rogers will now present Senior Master Sergeant Becerra with a Certificate of Appreciation from the President of the United States. It reads, Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with the devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Donald Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Award. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate in recognition to Connie Becerra for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support, which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service, given this 23rd day of August of the year 2019. Colonel Hendricks will now present the Children's Certificate of Appreciation. Will Patricia and Samantha please come forward? On the occasion of the retirement of your father from the Air National Guard and the United States Air Force expresses grateful appreciation for your unselfish, faithful, and devoted service. This unfailing support and understanding helped make possible your father's lasting contribution to the nation, given the 23rd day of August, 2019. Thank you, Colonel, and the girls. You may be seated. Senior Master Sergeant Becerra will now receive the Commander's Award for Outstanding Performance. The bronze Minuteman statue signifies the Wing Commander's appreciation for exceptional service to the 126th Air Refueling Wing. Will Colonel Jacobson please come forward for Sergeant?
We're getting a little ahead of the script. But Phil, it's great to see your friends and family and all your colleagues that are standing room only that are here today to help celebrate your 40 years of service. Wow. But what's more impressive than 40 years is the professionalism, the expertise, and the job knowledge that Phil brought to the job every day. Every day that he was here. I know this firsthand because we've done just a few trips together, and I know what he brought to the table, and I really appreciate it, Phil. And I know everyone else did, and I know you've prepared the unit for your long-deserved retirement, and there's other guys ready to step up, into your role and as that trickles down. So on behalf of the 126th Air Refueling Wing, I'll present you with the Commander's Trophy. Congratulations and good luck in your well-deserved retirement. So thanks a lot, Phil. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Colonel Jacobson. Senior Master Sergeant Becerra will now be presented with the Silver Circle Pin and Retirement Lapel. Would Mr. Pete Rabbit please come forward? The Silver Circle Pin designates his membership in the